Basically, it gives me more mobility. When I have a lot of flex in my pad, I feel like it contours with my body. I feel like it gives me a little bit more flexibility as far as you know, movement around my post. The biggest thing I like about the calf and the knee stack is that it really contours to your leg. You know, they've done a really good job of making precise cuts, so it all really molds to your calf really well. And the knee stack is designed very well, so you have a very solid landing pad to land on every time, so you're not worried about your pad rotating or falling off your stack. The more flexible boot, I find, allows me to bend my knee more and get a deeper push, because everything flexes so well. It makes it really easy to turn my feet. The pad is designed, you can see it has a channel on the inside of the pad right here, and that allows the pad just to rest right on the top of my skate. So therefore, it feels like it's just resting there, and it feels more part of my leg. So as far as comfort goes, for me, I really like to have the sense that pad is part of my body. I just like generally the traditional look of the pad. You can see it has knee rolls. A lot of pads are going away from that, but I feel like it's just like a traditional part of goaltending, so I really like the look of that. I definitely feel like if I receive a shot in the knee rolls, I find that it might not bounce off as hard. The rebounds stay a little bit closer to me. I've had that most of my career, and it's just something I've gotten used to. This flat design on the inside, it definitely makes all my pushes a lot more controlled. It gives you a nice solid landing surface to land on. So whenever you go in a butterfly, everything is nice and solid. You're not going to have any kind of rotating. So there's not going to be hopefully not be any squeakers that go underneath your pad. Yeah, I find that these pads, all the rebounds stay closer to me. And with the more flexible boot, I'm allowed to point my toe a little bit better. So all those shots that you get generally here, instead of them bouncing back out into the middle of the ice, they'll go to the corner. There's a good combination of flexibility and sturdiness. They're built very well. All the materials are top notch, so they don't break down as fast. And that's pretty important when you're at a retail level. Like, you don't want to have to go and buy, you know, 7 or 8 pairs of pads a season. So these are pads that will last a while. I use this strapping because generally it just creates more room for my knees. I wear fairly large knee pads, so the more space I have around my knees, the more mobility I have, and that's why it runs from here, the knee stack, down to the calf protection. So it just kind of opens everything up a little bit more. The biggest thing I like about this glove is, you know, is the adjustability of all the straps. The big basket for a pocket. A lot of pucks go in there and don't come out. And the protection of this glove is excellent, and the durability is awesome. The biggest thing I like about this one-piece cuff is that it does not flex. In traditional gloves, you'll see a 2-piece system where this is really flexible. And for a goalie who plays in the butterfly a lot, being able to put your glove, cock your wrist back, and really show the full face of the glove is huge for me. And having that one-piece cuff really makes a big difference for that. Everybody knows that your hands are really fragile. You know, the back of your hand, there's always guys coming in and giving you a poke or a whack. So it's really important to be protected out there, and this gives you protection both front and back. The strapping system is it's really nice because there's a lot of room for adjustments. For me, I wear a pretty loose glove. I've always worn it pretty loose, but whether you like it, you know, tight or loose, it's really fully adjustable, and And the flexibility of the backing is nice because it really allows you to cock your wrist and get that full front coverage. I think the biggest thing about not having the binding around a blocker is it just stays looking sharp longer. You'll find that with having a border with that binding gets really marked up real quick, and it's hard to get that marking off. So it just keeps it nice and sharp looking. The biggest thing I like about this is I like the positioning of the palm. The palm is set up in a good spot on the blocker, so I feel like I have enough space to get down to those low shots, and I have enough up top so I can get up to the high ones too. So for a blocker, that's one of the biggest things for me. There's lots of mobility with this. It feels really flexible. I find that not only with stopping shots, but playing the puck, you need a lot of wrist movement. You don't want to feel like you're stuck in one position, because that makes things pretty difficult. The flexibility and adjustability of this wrist right here makes it really easy, whether you do like it tight around your wrist, or like me, where I like it really loose. They give me a lot of wrist mobility. It's really good. It's very solid. It's really light too. We face a lot of shots during the season. It's really important that you have proper protection, especially on your stick hand, and having all this protection in your fingers and on the inside of your hand is really important for those shots that ride up your stick. I think the biggest thing for me that I changed was just the palm. I'm pretty partial to having a thin palm, just because I feel like it allows me to have a better hold on my stick. You just have less material in your hands between your hand and your stick.